Hey guys, Mrs. Sands here. So today we're on lesson 6, which is about using algebra and geometry. So we will find missing angles using the definitions we know and our equation solving skills. So there is a do now on the top of page 34, and your homework answers are posted in your Google Classroom. You don't have a copy to keep, I guess really it's just posted in your Google Classroom. So you can check those, and when I see you next, I can answer those questions for you. But let's get started on that do now. I'll do it with you. So we're back to solving equations because really in 8th grade we can't do very many of our units without knowing how to solve an equation. So remember, you find the center of your equation by finding the equal sign. And when there's lots of things on one side, like on the left side there's 1, 2, 3, 4 terms, when there's lots of things you want to combine like things. So 2x combines with 3x, and that becomes 5x. Also, this positive 5 combines with the negative 4 and becomes a positive 1. The equal sign should stay on the line, and the 21 is on the right side. Now everything is as simplified as could be, so now we'll use our inverse operations. So now I will subtract 1 from both sides, and 5x equals 20. I'll divide both sides by 5, and x equals 4. And if you can solve an equation like this, we'll be in good shape for today's lesson. Let's remind ourselves how to do something with variables on both sides. Letter B. Here's the center of our equation. I look at the left side, the 8x and the negative 7, they can't combine. They're not like terms. And on the right side, the x and a 14, they can't combine. They're not like terms. So now it's time to get the variables to one side. Remember, I like to get rid of my variables from the right side, so I'm going to subtract x from both sides. 8x, take away 1x is 7x. Bring down that minus 7. And on the right side, I have a 14. Next, let's add 7 to both sides. So 7x equals 21. Divide both sides by 7. X equals 3. So we need to know how to solve equations in order to do today's lesson. So let's move on with combining our geometry with this algebra. So first, let's remind ourselves what we know about complementary angles. Remember, it's two angles that add to 90 degrees. We're not going to write complete sentences. Today, we're just writing down the main things that we remember about these terms. So since it's angles that add up to 90, and I see this box right here, it means that this angle and this angle add up to be 90. And what we've been doing lately is doing it very simple and doing 90 minus 70, saying, oh, this angle must be 30. And yes, it must be. But I want to practice today writing an equation. So today, I don't want to do it the arithmetic way. I want to do it the algebraic way. So I'm going to say this angle here added to this angle here should be 90 degrees. So we're going to be writing equations for these things and then solving the equation. So when I solve this equation, I do have to subtract 70 from both sides. So I will get that x is 30. So it's true. I just want to show you that today we're writing equations. Don't fight me on this. Don't say I could do it another way. Sometimes the work is so difficult that the algebraic way is mandatory. So let's just practice the algebraic way with some of these easy things. For when things get hard, we'll be ready. So the next one, supplementary angles. These are things that add up to 180 degrees. So you take the two angles and add them to be 180. So 70 plus x equals 180. And then we solve the equation. So we'll subtract 70 from both sides. X equals 110. So I know that this angle is 110 degrees. So let's write these equations from the facts that we know about the geometry. Next, it's vertical angles. What do we know about vertical angles? Yeah, they're across from each other, but what else do we know? We know that vertical angles are equal to each other. So since they're equal to each other, we take these two vertical angles and we put an equal sign between them. I'm actually going to put like an equal sign right here. So I'm going to write 2x equals 140. We have to solve for x. So in this case, to solve for x, it's a division problem. We divide both sides by 2. So x equals 70. Let's go back to our diagram and fill in the 70. Because when we fill in the 70, we could see that it's 2 times 70, which is 140, which makes sense, right? Both angles were supposed to be equal to each other because they're vertical. Let's move over to midpoint. Midpoint we just learned yesterday. Midpoint is the middle point of a line. So when we talk about midpoint, really it makes two equal pieces. So if it's two equal pieces, if this one is labeled X, can I label that one X also? Aren't they supposed to be equal? Yeah. So now if I want to write an equation for this, and I could see this whole thing here is 16, I could say x plus x equals 16. I know you already know the answer in your head. I know you know it's already 8, but I want to show the algebra. So x plus x is 2x. Then we have to divide both sides by 2. So x equals 8. So yes, each piece is 8. And then finally, let's talk about this bisector. And I could see that it's a picture of an angle. Remember, an angle bisector cuts it into two equal pieces. So this angle that says 2x has to be equal to this angle that says 32. 2x has to equal 32. And if we want to solve for x, we'll divide both sides by 2. So x equals 16. Let's plug it back into the picture to make sure it makes sense. 2 times 16 is 32. So yes, each angle is the same. So this is what we're doing today. This really is pretty much your whole lesson. What I want you to do is, with the people at your table, work on your classwork, which is numbers 1 through 10. And that's what you're going to do for the rest of the period. I need you to make sure you're following the directions. It says for each of the following diagrams, identify the relationship between the angles. That means decide, are they complementary? Are they supplementary? Are they vertical? Is it a bisector? So identify the relationship. Then you have to write an equation. It clearly says you have to write an equation and find the value of x. After you do that, you're going to state the measure of each angle or segment with an expression. So like I'll do number 1 with you. So I take a look at this, and the only thing I can tell is that there's degree signs in here. Let me just zoom in a little bit. Do you see that? There's a degree sign here and a degree sign there. If there's degree signs, they're talking about the angles. So I notice that this is a straight line with a ray coming out of it, which means this is a pair of supplementary angles. Remember, we know supplementary angles add to 180. So you have to be careful about, are they talking about angles or are they talking about line segments? This had degree signs, so it was a huge hint that they were talking about angles. So those two angles are supposed to add up to 180, so I'm going to write an equation that the 4x plus 8 added to the 104 should be 180. Now, honestly, these parentheses around the 4x plus 8 weren't necessary, so I'm just going to take the parentheses away, because you don't want parentheses if you're trying to combine like terms. And that's what I want to do next. I want to combine the 8 and the 104. Remember, you are allowed to use a calculator, so if you need to go get yourself a calculator, hit pause and go get it now. So here's my calculator. I don't really need it, but 8 plus 104 is 112. So 4x plus 112 equals 180. Subtract 112 from both sides. So 4x equals 180 minus 112 is 68. Divide both sides by 4. And we should get 17. Now that's what x equals, right? The directions say find the value of x, but then it also says state the measure of each angle. So we have to go back to our picture and put the 17 in. So 4 times 17 plus 8. And you could do that on your calculator. You can put that entire thing in. You guys have parentheses on your calculator like how I do. So 4 parentheses 17 close parentheses plus 8, enter. I get 76. So I think that the left angle, the acute angle, is 76 degrees, and I think the obtuse one is 104 degrees. I'm going to test this out. I'm going to do 104 plus the 76 to make sure I get 180, and I did. All right, so this is what I need you to do today. Maybe I'll try another one with you that has maybe line segments in it. So this says bisect. So remember, bisect means equal to each other. That's all I'm going to do for you. You'll finish the rest. This is a picture of complementary, which means it adds to 90. So you would do the x plus 16 plus 3x plus 2 equals 90, and you would solve it. So I'm going through this a bit quick. Number 4, since m is a midpoint, and the length of PQ is 70, the length of PM is 5x plus 15. So, I don't know, there's a few ways we can do this. If this is a 5x plus 15, we can also say that this is minus 15. And when I add the both of them together, I should get 70. And you can solve that. I want to do number 5. I like number 5. Number 5 is a picture of vertical angles. These two angles should be equal to each other. So 4x plus 50 should equal 2x plus 60. And we're going to solve this. Let's subtract 2x from both sides. Let's subtract 50 from both sides. And let's divide by 2. I get x is 5. Now, I think I'm right. but the only way of knowing is by plugging it in. I know that both angles are supposed to be the same, so I have to do 4 times 5 plus 50 and hope it equals 2 times 5 plus 60. So open up that calculator, and 4 times 5 plus 50 is 70. And now let's try the other one. 2 times 5 plus 60 is also 70. So see that it works. So I did a few with you. I wrote an equation, I solved for x, and I plugged it in to get the angle measurements. On number 2, you're going to finish it. You have to find the angle measurements. On 3, you're going to finish it. You have to find the angle measurements. On 4, it's the length of a line segment, right? So solve this and you'll find out how long each piece is. We actually know how much each piece is. It's half of 70. It's 35. I know that some of this stuff you can do in your head, but we need to practice writing some equations. And I did this vertical one with you. This number 6, these are supplementary again. Right here's your straight line with a ray coming out. So these two angles have to add up to 180. So these are supplementary. Number 7, since these angles are across from each other, they're equal to each other. These are vertical. On number 8, it's talking about a bisector, so they're equal to each other. Number 9, it says that ray BD and ray BE are perpendicular. It means that this is 90 degrees in here. And this whole thing is 180. So you could actually say 3x plus 5 plus 90 plus 4x plus 15 equals 180. There are some other things you can do, but this is what I'm going to write. All 3 of these make 180, so I added all 3 angles to be 180. And number 10, these 2 angles do add up to be 180. They are supplementary. And you can check your answers with what I have posted actually, or you could just hit pause, keep this up here, and work with your group on the rest. You have some time to finish this up, and you need to be working hard on your classwork. If you finish your classwork, that's when you're allowed to start your homework. So I'll see you soon. Hope everything goes well. See ya. Bye.